Maya had always been the type of person who minded her own business. When she first put up the roommate wanted ad on the university bulletin board, she wasn't looking for a best friend. She just needed someone to help split the rent on her. Small 2-bedroom apartment near campus. That's when Luna showed up at her door. Luna was perfect on paper. She was quiet, clean, and always paid her half of the rent 3 days early. It kept her side of the apartment spotless and never hogged the bathroom. Maya couldn't have asked for a better living situation. Sure, Luna had some quirks, but everyone did right. For starters, Luna was a night owl. While Maya was getting ready for bed around 10, Luna was just starting her day. Maya would hear her moving around in the kitchen at midnight, but by the time Maya woke up for her morning classes, Luna was already fast asleep. They barely crossed paths, which Maya actually preferred. Luna also kept the apartment freezing cold. No matter what Maya set the thermostat to, she'd wake up shivering because Luna had cranked the air conditioning down to what felt like Arctic temperatures. When Maya brought it up, Luna just smiled apologetically and said she ran hot, Maya figured. It was better than living with someone who made the place too warm. The food situation was another thing. Luna never ate anything Maya cooked, and she never kept normal food in the fridge. Instead, she had these weird protein bars that looked like they came from some expensive health food store Maya had never heard of. Luna claimed she had severe food allergies and had to stick to a very specific diet. Maya didn't push it. College students ate weird things all the time, but Luna was reliable, respectful, and quiet. After 3 months of living together, Maya thought she'd hit the roommate jackpot. Everything changed on a Tuesday night in October. Maya had been looking forward to her date with this guy from her psychology class all week. They'd planned to go to dinner and then catch a late movie. Maya had even bought a new dress for the occasion. But 20 minutes into dinner, she knew it was a disaster. The guy spent the entire time talking about his ex-girlfriend and how Maya reminded him of her, not exactly the romantic evening she'd hoped for. By 8:30, Maya was back in her car, driving home instead of sitting in a dark movie theater with Mr. Wrong. She felt disappointed but also relieved. At least she could get home early, change into comfortable clothes, maybe catch up on some studying. Maya parked outside her apartment building and climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor. As she reached for her keys, she heard a loud crash. From inside the apartment, it sounded like something heavy had fallen over. She froze, key halfway to the lock. Luna should be asleep by now. She never made noise during the day, and it was only 9 o'clock. Maya pressed her ear to the door and heard what sounded like someone crying or maybe whimpering. Maya's first thought was that someone had broken in. Her heart started racing as she imagined Luna hurt or worse. She quietly unlocked the door and stepped inside, her phone ready to call the police. The living room was empty and looked normal. The sound was coming from Luna's bedroom down the hall. Maya crept toward the closed door, her bare feet silent on the hardwood floor. The crying was getting louder, and now she could hear Luna's voice, though she couldn't make out the words. Maya knocked softly on the door. "Luna, are you okay?" The crying stopped immediately. In fact, all sound stopped. The sudden silence was almost more frightening than the noise had been. "Luna," Maya called again, a little louder this time. Still nothing. Maya tried the doorknob. It was unlocked. She pushed the door open just a crack and peeked inside. "Coming in okay? I just want to make sure you're not hurt." What Maya saw when she opened that door would replay in her mind for the rest of her life. Luna wasn't on her bed. She was floating 3 feet above it. Maya's brain struggled to process what she was seeing. People didn't float. It was impossible. But there was Luna, suspended in midair, like gravity had forgotten about her. Her usually pale skin was glowing with a soft blue light that seemed to pulse with her heartbeat. Strange symbols were moving across her arms like living tattoos, shifting and changing in patterns that hurt to look at directly. Luna's eyes were closed, and her face was peaceful, almost serene. Her long, dark hair flowed around her head like she was underwater. The air in the room felt thick and charged, like right before a thunderstorm. Maya stood frozen in the doorway, unable to move or speak. This couldn't be real. Maybe she was having some kind of breakdown. Maybe the stress of college had finally gotten to her and she was hallucinating. Then Luna's eyes snapped open. They weren't the warm brown eyes Maya had looked into countless times over the past 3 months. These eyes were silver with vertical pupils like a cat's, and they seemed to glow with their own inner light. When those impossible eyes met Maya's, everything changed. Luna crashed to the bed with a sound like a sack of flour hitting the floor. The blue glow vanished instantly, and the symbols on her arms faded like they'd never been there. But Maya had seen them. She'd seen all of it. For a moment, neither of them moved. Luna lay tangled in her sheets, breathing hard. Maya gripped the doorframe so tightly her knuckles were white. The air in the room felt normal again, but the electric charge of what had just happened still buzzed between them. "You weren't supposed to see this," Luna whispered, and her voice sounded different, or something musical about it now. Like she was speaking in harmony with herself. Maya's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. No words came out. Her brain was still trying to catch up with what her eyes had witnessed. Luna sat up slowly, pushing her hair back from her face. Her eyes were brown again, perfectly normal brown eyes that looked terrified. "You were supposed to be out all night," she said, and now her voice sounded like regular old Luna again. "The movie was supposed to be 3 hours long." Maya finally managed to make a sound. "You were ... You were flying," floating Luna corrected automatically. Then looked like she wanted to take the words back. Maya stepped fully into the room, her legs shaky. "What are you?" Luna's face crumpled, and for a moment she looked like she might start crying again. And instead of tears, she just looked resigned, like someone who'd been carrying a heavy secret for too long and was almost relieved to finally put it down. "I'm not from here," Luna said quietly. "I'm not from anywhere on this planet." The words hung in the air between them like a bridge that once crossed would change everything forever. Maya stared at her roommate, at this person she'd been living with for months, and realized she didn't know her at all. Luna wasn't just her quiet, quirky roommate with weird eating habits and a love for cold temperatures. She was something else. Entirely something impossible. Something that made Maya's ordinary world suddenly feel very small and very fragile. And judging by the panic in Luna's eyes, Maya wasn't supposed to know any of this. Maya couldn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Luna floating above her bed, glowing like some kind of otherworldly being. She kept telling herself it was a dream, a hallucination, anything except what it actually was. But deep down, she knew what she'd seen was real. At 6 in the morning, Maya gave up on sleep and stumbled to the kitchen to make coffee. Her hands shook as she measured out the grounds. The apartment felt different now, like the walls themselves were keeping secrets. Every shadow seemed to hide something impossible. Luna's door remained closed. Maya wondered if she was actually sleeping, or if she was doing something else entirely. Something alien. The word made Maya's stomach flip. Alien. Her roommate was an alien. Around noon, Maya heard movement from Luna's room, the soft sound of footsteps, then the shower running. Maya sat on the couch, staring at her psychology textbook, but not reading a single word. She was too busy listening to every sound, trying to figure out if they were normal human sounds or something else. When Luna finally emerged from her room, she looked exactly like she always did. Brown hair pulled back in a messy bun, oversized, sweater, worn jeans. She could have been any college student. But Maya now knew better. "Hi," Luna said quietly, hovering near the hallway like she was afraid to come closer. "Hi," Maya replied, her voice barely above a whisper. They stared at each other across the living room. The silence stretched between them like a chasm. Maya had a million questions, but she didn't know how to ask any of them. Where do you even start when you discover your roommate is from another planet? Luna was the first to break. "We should probably talk." Maya nodded, not trusting her voice. Luna moved carefully into the living room and sat on the edge of the armchair across from the couch. She perched there like she was ready to run at any moment. "Are you going to call someone?" Luna asked. "The police? Or the government? Or—" Maya blinked. She hadn't even thought about that. "Should I?" "I don't know," Luna said, and she sounded so lost that Maya's heart went out to her despite everything. "I've never been in this situation before." "Neither have I," Maya said with A shaky laugh. I mean, I've never lived with someone who's alien, Luna finished. You can say it. Maya studied her roommate's face. Luna looked tired, stressed, and completely human. It was hard to believe she was anything else. You look so normal. That's the point, Luna said. I'm supposed to blend in perfectly. No one should be able to tell the difference. How long have you been here? On Earth, I mean? 8 months, Luna said. I arrived in February. Spent 2 months learning your customs and language before I started looking for a place to live. Maya's mind raced. So when you answered my roommate ad, I needed a cover story, a normal human life, college student seemed like a good choice because you move around a lot, you have weird schedules, and people don't ask too many questions about your background. And you chose me because... Luna looked down at her hands. Because you seemed nice but not too curious. Your ad was very practical, very straightforward. You wanted someone quiet who would pay rent on time and keep the place clean. You weren't looking for a best friend or a party buddy. It seemed perfect. Maya felt a strange mix of hurt and relief. Hurt because Luna had basically chosen her for being boring, but relieved because at least there was a logical reason for it. So all this time, Maya said slowly, you've been studying me? Like an experiment? Not just you? Luna said quickly. Humans in general? I watch people at the university, at the grocery store, everywhere. I'm trying to understand how your species works. My species, Maya repeated. The words felt weird in her mouth. What do you mean, how we work? Luna was quiet for a long moment. She spoke again. Her voice was careful, like she was choosing each word precisely. People sent me here to learn about humans. To see how you live, how you think. What makes you tick? We've been watching Earth for a long time, but we've never had direct contact. Watching us? Maya's voice went up an octave, like from space. From very far away, Luna said. We have technology that can observe planets from across the galaxy. But watching and understanding are two different things. That's why they sent scouts like me. Maya's coffee mug sat forgotten on the table between them. This was too much information to process. Scouts for what? Luna hesitated. To see if humans are compatible. Compatible with what? With us. With contact. With knowing they're not. Alone in the universe, the room fell silent again. Maya stared at Luna, trying to wrap her head around what she was hearing. Her quiet, polite roommate was actually some kind of alien spy, sent to study humanity and report back to her people about whether humans were ready for first contact. How many of you are there? Maya asked. On Earth, I mean. A few dozen, Luna said. We're spread out across different countries, different cities. We each have our own assignments. Your assignment was to live with me and study how I brush my teeth and do my homework. Luna almost smiled at that, more like studying human social structures, emotional responses, daily routines. The little things that make humans human. What have you learned? Maya asked, genuinely curious despite her shock. That humans are much more complicated than we expected, Luna said. Your emotions are so complex, so layered, and you care about each other in ways that don't make logical sense.
What do you mean? Like yesterday, Luna said, meeting Maya's
eyes. You came home early from a date you were excited about. You could have just gone to your room and minded your own business. But you heard me in distress, and you came to check on me, even though you thought it might be dangerous. Maya shrugged. You're my roommate? I was worried about you. Exactly, Luna said, like Maya had just proven her point. You risked your own safety for someone you barely know, just because you live in the same space. My people don't understand that kind of thinking. What are your people like? Luna was quiet for a moment. Logical, efficient. We don't form emotional attachments the way humans do. We work together because it's practical, not because we care about each other. That sounds lonely. I thought it was normal, Luna said, until I came here, until I lived with you. Maya felt something shift in the conversation. What do you mean living with you has been different than I expected? You ask how my day was, even though you don't really need to know. You leave me half of the good coffee when you make it in the morning. You turn down the heat when you remember I prefer it cold. You do these small things that don't benefit you at all? That's just being a good roommate, Maya said. But that's exactly what I mean, Luna said. You call it just being good like it's simple, but it's not. It's choosing to care about someone else's comfort over your own convenience. Call that inefficient. Maya studied Luna's face. For the first time since the revelation, Luna looked relaxed, almost peaceful. Do you miss them? Your people? I thought I would, Luna said, but honestly, living here with you has been the happiest I've ever been, even if it's all based on a lie. It's not all a lie, Maya said without thinking. I mean, you're still. Luna, you still hate loud music, and you still make terrible jokes about my cooking. That part's real, right? Luna's eyes widened. You're not angry? I'm confused, Maya said, and scared. And I have about 1,000,000 questions. But angry? I don't know. Should I be? Most humans would be, Luna said, according to my research. Humans don't like being deceived. Well, your research is probably right, Maya said. But I keep thinking about the last 3 months. You've been a great roommate. You've never made me feel unsafe or uncomfortable. You've actually been kinder to me than most humans I know. Luna stared at her. You're not going to turn me in? Maya realized she'd already made her decision without even thinking about it. No, she said. I'm not. Why? Maya thought about it. Because you're my friend. And friends don't turn each other in to the government. For the first time since Maya had known her, Luna looked like she might cry. I've never had a friend before. Well, Maya said, managing a small smile, I've never had an alien friend before, so I guess we're both figuring this out as we go. 3 days passed after the big revelation, and Maya thought things might actually be okay. She and Luna had talked more about Luna's mission, her home planet, and what it was like being the only alien in their college town. Maya found herself fascinated by the details. Luna's people lived on a world with 2 suns, which explained why she was always cold on Earth. They communicated through a combination of sounds and light patterns, which is why Luna sometimes seemed to glow when she was emotional, but Maya quickly learned that knowing the truth was harder than she'd expected. During her morning psychology class, Maya found herself staring at her classmates and wondering what Luna saw when she looked at humans. Did they seem primitive? Predictable? Maya caught herself analyzing every human interaction like she was writing a report for aliens. At lunch with her study group, Maya barely spoke. When her friend Alex asked if she was okay, Maya almost laughed. How could she possibly explain that? She was living with an extraterrestrial who was studying human behavior. She just mumbled something about being tired and tried to focus on her sandwich. The hardest part was acting normal around Luna. Maya kept catching herself staring, looking for signs of the otherworldly being she'd seen floating above the bed, but Luna seemed determined to be as human as possible. She made small talk about the weather, complained about her fake classes, and even started leaving dirty dishes in the sink like a real college student. It was almost too normal, and that made Maya more nervous than ever. On Friday afternoon, Maya came home to find Luna pacing around the living room like a caged animal. Luna's usually calm demeanor was gone, replaced by jittery energy that made the air in the apartment feel charged. Everything okay? Maya asked, dropping her backpack by the door. Luna spun around, her eyes wide. I've been trying to write my report for 3 hours, she said. I can't figure out how to explain what happened. What do you mean? I have to. File reports with my handlers every week, Luna said. Tell them what I've learned about human behavior. Any important observations, stuff like that. But how do I explain that my human subject discovered my identity? Maya felt a chill run down her spine. Your handlers? The people who sent me here? You're still on the ship, monitoring all of us scouts from orbit? Luna ran her hands through, her hair messing up her usually neat appearance. Expect detailed reports about human psychology, social structures, daily routines. They don't expect complications. And me finding out about you is a complication? The biggest one possible, Luna said. We're supposed to remain completely hidden. The whole point is to study humans without them knowing they're being studied. It's like when human scientists watch animals in the wild. The animals aren't supposed to know the scientists are there. Maya didn't love being compared to a wild animal, but she understood the point. So what happens now? Luna stopped pacing and looked at Maya with an expression that made her stomach drop. I don't. No, nothing like this has ever happened before. I've been stalling, sending partial reports, making excuses. But they're getting suspicious. Suspicious how? They keep asking why my recent observations have been so shallow. Usually I give them detailed analysis of human emotional responses, social interactions, behavioral patterns. But this week, I've been sending basic stuff like humans enjoy warm beverages. Humans prefer comfortable seating. Maya almost smiled despite her worry. That's because you've been too busy having actual conversations with me instead of just watching me like a lab rat. Exactly, Luna said, and they're starting to notice. Yesterday, my handler asked why I hadn't submitted any data about my living situation. They want to know about roommate dynamics, how humans share space, how they handle conflicts. What did you tell them? That my roommate was boring and there wasn't much to report, Luna said, then immediately looked apologetic. Sorry, but I couldn't exactly tell them that my roommate is smart and funny and makes me feel things I've never felt before. Maya felt a warm flutter in her chest at the compliment, but it was quickly overshadowed by worry. Luna, what happens? If they find out I know? Luna's face went pale. I don't know. This has never happened before. The protocol is to maintain cover at all costs. If a scout is discovered, she trailed off, unwilling to finish the sentence. If a scout is discovered, what? Maya pressed. Extraction, Luna said quietly. They pull the scout out immediately. And ... And they make sure the humans who discovered them can't tell anyone. Maya felt ice in her veins. What does that mean exactly? I don't know, Luna said, and her voice was barely a whisper. We've never had to find out. The two girls stared at each other across the living room. Maya could see the fear in Luna's eyes, and she knew Luna could see the same fear reflected in her own. Maybe we should just tell them, Maya said. I haven't told anyone else. I'm not going to. Maybe if they know that, they'll just let you continue your mission. Luna shook her head. You don't understand. My people don't trust Isoli. They've been planning this mission for decades. They chose scouts who could blend in perfectly, who wouldn't form emotional attachments, who would remain objective observers. The fact that I've been compromised means I failed. You didn't fail, Maya said firmly. You learned something they didn't expect. That's not failure. That's discovery. They won't see it that way, Luna said. They'll see it as a weakness. Evidence that I'm not fit for the mission. Maya watched her friend pace around the room, and she could see Luna's alien nature more clearly now. The way she moved was just slightly too fluid, too graceful. Her breathing was too regular, too controlled. The stress was making her lose some of her human disguise. What if you just don't tell them? Maya asked. What if you go back to sending normal reports and pretend none of this happened? I can't, Luna said. They can tell when I'm lying. And, besides, my behavior has already changed. I'm not the same scout who arrived here 8 months ago, living with you, being your friend. It's changed how I see humans. How I see everything. Changed how. Luna stopped pacing and looked directly at Maya. I used to think humans were interesting. Subjects to study. I know you're complex beings with rich inner lives. I used to think human emotions were inefficient and illogical. Now I know they're what make life worth living. I used to think attachment was a weakness. Now I know it's the strongest thing in the universe. Maya felt tears prick her eyes. Luna, ... don't you see? I can't go back to being the detached observer they sent here. I care too much now. It's about you, about humans, about this planet. I've become everything my people warned me not to become, and that's bad. To them, yes. They sent me here to gather information, not to fall in love with the species I'm supposed to be studying. Maya's heart skipped. Fall in love? Luna blushed, a very human response. Not romantic love, obviously, but ... love for humanity. For the messy, complicated, beautiful way humans live their lives. The way you can care about someone you've only known for a few months. For the way you chose to trust me even after finding out I've been lying to you about everything. Maya felt a lump in her throat. So what happens now? I don't know, Luna said. have to file a report by tomorrow night. Can't keep stalling. I can't keep lying about what I've learned. So you're going to tell them about me? Luna looked miserable. I have to. They'll find out eventually anyway. At least if I tell them myself, I can try to explain why it happened. Maybe I can convince them that you're not a threat. Maya nodded, trying to be brave. And if they decide I am a threat, then I'll do everything in my power to protect you, Luna said. Even if it means giving up my mission, my people, everything I've ever known. The weight of that promise settled between them. Maya realized that their friendship had already cost Luna more than she'd understood, and it might cost them both. Even more before this was over. I'm sorry, Maya said. I'm sorry I messed up your mission. Don't be, Luna said, and for the first time that day, she smiled. You gave me something I never knew I was missing. You gave me a friend. But even as they hugged, both girls knew that friendship might not be enough to save them from what was coming. Maya couldn't concentrate on anything the next day. She sat through her classes but didn't hear a word her professors said. Her mind kept wandering to Luna, who was back at the apartment struggling to write the report that might end everything. Maya found herself checking her phone every few minutes, half expecting a text that would change her life forever. When she finally got home that evening, she found Luna sitting at the kitchen table with her laptop open. But instead of typing, Luna was just staring at the blank screen with a look of pure misery. I still can't figure out what to write, Maya asked, setting down her backpack. I've started and deleted the same paragraph about 20 times, Luna said. How do you explain to your superior officers that you've completely compromised your mission because you accidentally made a friend? Maya pulled out the chair across from Luna and sat down. Maybe that's not the right way to think about it. What do you mean? Well, what if you didn't compromise your mission? What if you actually discovered something really important about humans that your people need to know? Luna looked up from her laptop. I don't follow. Maya took a deep breath. She'd been thinking about this all day, and she had an idea that was either brilliant or completely crazy. What if the fact that I found out about you, and the fact that we became friends afterward, is actually the most important data you could send them? How is that important data? Think about it, Maya said, getting excited as the idea took shape. Your people have been watching humans from far away, right? They see our behavior, but they don't understand the why behind it. They don't understand what motivates us, what we're really thinking and feeling. Luna nodded slowly. That's true. Most of our observations have been surface level. But now you have something no other scout has ever had, Maya continued. You have a human who knows what you are and is willing to help you understand us better. Instead of just watching me brush my teeth and do homework, you could actually ask me why humans do the things we do. You want to help me spy on your own species? Luna asked, echoing the same question she'd asked days earlier. I want to help you understand us, Maya corrected, and maybe help your people understand us too. Luna stared at her. You're serious. Dead serious. Think about all the things you've observed that didn't make sense to you. All the human behaviors that seemed illogical or inefficient. What if I could explain the reasoning behind them? Luna's eyes lit up for the first time all day. Like why humans ask, how are you, when they don't actually want a detailed answer. Exactly. It's not about getting information. It's about acknowledging each other's existence, showing that you care enough to check in. It's a small way of maintaining social bonds. And why humans form groups based on shared interests instead of just survival needs? Because we're social creatures who need emotional connection, not just physical safety. We want to feel understood and accepted by people who get us. Luna was sitting up straighter now, her fingers hovering over her laptop keyboard. This could actually work. Instead of sending them basic observational data, I could send them real insights into human psychology. Think about it from their perspective, Maya said. They're trying to decide if humans are ready for contact, right? Wouldn't. They want to know how we actually think, how we react to discovering we're not alone in the universe. You're right, Luna said, and Maya could practically see the wheels turning in her head. You're living proof that humans can handle the truth about alien life. You found out about me, and instead of panicking or running to the authorities, you chose curiosity and friendship. Exactly. And if that's not valuable information for your people, I don't know what is. Luna started typing, her fingers flying across the keyboard. I could frame it as an unprecedented opportunity for deep cultural analysis. Direct access to human thought processes and emotional responses. Maya grinned. Dial. You're thinking like a scientist instead of a scared spy. For the next 3 hours, Maya and Luna worked together to craft a report unlike anything Luna had ever written before. Instead of cold observations about human behavior, Luna wrote detailed analysis of human motivations, emotions, and social structures. Maya explained everything from why humans kept pets, to why they cried during movies, to why they stayed up late talking to friends even. When they had early classes the next day, "This is incredible," Luna said as they worked. "I'm learning more about humans in one evening than I did in months of just watching." "That's because you're not just observing anymore," Maya said. "You're actually connecting. There's a difference between seeing what people do and understanding why they do it." Luna paused her typing and looked at Maya. "You know, there's something I never told you about my mission." "What?" "The real reason my people are studying humans? It's not just academic curiosity. They're trying to decide whether to make contact with your species. Whether humans are advanced enough, stable enough, peaceful enough to be brought into the galactic community." Maya felt a chill run through her. "And if they decide we're not, and they leave Earth alone for another few centuries and check back later." "That doesn't sound so bad, it's not," Luna said. "But it also means humanity would miss out on incredible opportunities. Medical advances, technology, knowledge about the universe that could solve so many of your planet's problems." Maya stared at her friend. "So this report we're writing, it's not just about whether you get in trouble, it's about humanity's future." "In a way, yes. If I can show them that humans are capable of accepting alien life, of forming genuine connections across species barriers, of choosing cooperation over fear, it could change everything." The weight of that responsibility settled over both of them. Maya realized that her decision to trust Luna, to offer friendship instead of fear, might have consequences far beyond their little apartment. No pressure. "Or anything," Maya said with a nervous laugh. "Actually, this takes the pressure off," Luna said. "Instead of trying to hide what happened, we're turning it into the most important part of my mission. We're showing them that first contact doesn't have to be scary or dangerous. It can be ... beautiful." Maya watched Luna type, adding details about their conversations, their growing friendship, the way Maya had chosen trust over suspicion. She realized that somewhere along the way, she'd stopped thinking of Luna as her alien roommate and started thinking of her simply as her friend. The same way Luna had stopped seeing Maya as a test subject and started seeing her as a person worth caring about. "You know what the crazy part is?" Maya said. "What?"
A week ago.
"The biggest thing I had to worry about was passing my psychology midterm.
Oh.
Now I'm apparently helping to determine humanity's readiness for galactic citizenship." Luna laughed, and the sound was purely human, despite everything else about her. "Welcome to my world. Though technically, welcome to our world now. Our world. Happens next, we're in this together," Luna said. "Not just helping me understand humans anymore. You're helping bridge the gap between our species. You're a part of the mission now?" Maya felt a strange mix of terror and excitement. Her quiet life as a college student was definitely over. But maybe, just maybe, she was about to become part of something incredible. "So," Maya said, "what do we do after you send that report?" "We wait," Luna said. "And we hope that your species' capacity for friendship is as impressive to my people as it is to me." As Luna hit send on the most important document either of them had ever written, Maya realized that their friendship had become something much bigger than either of them had expected. It had become humanity's first real chance to prove they were ready for the stars. 2 weeks passed after Luna sent the report, and Maya thought she might lose her mind from the waiting. Every day felt like holding her breath, wondering if today would be the day everything changed. Luna tried to act normal, but Maya could see the tension in every movement, every glance toward the window. Every time Luna checked her communication device, the response finally came on a Tuesday morning while Maya was getting ready for her literature class. She heard a soft chime from Luna's room, followed by absolute silence. Maya paused in brushing her teeth, straining to hear any sound from down the hall. "Luna," she called out. "Everything okay?" More silence, then footsteps, slow and deliberate. Luna appeared in the bathroom doorway, holding a small device that looked like a cross between a smartphone and a piece of jewelry. Her face was completely unreadable. "They want to meet with you," Luna said quietly. Maya nearly choked on her toothpaste. "What?" "My handlers. They've read the report, and they want to conduct a direct interview with you today." Maya's hands started shaking. "Is that good or bad?" "I honestly don't know," Luna said. "This has never happened before. But Maya, you need to understand something. If you agree to this, there's no going back. You'll officially be the first human to have direct contact with my people." Maya stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror 24 hours ago. Her biggest worry had been whether she'd studied enough for her midterm. She was being asked to represent all of humanity in an alien diplomatic meeting. "What if I say no?" Maya asked. "Then they'll probably extract me tonight, and you'll never see me again," Luna said. "And humanity's chance for early contact goes away for who knows how long." Maya rinsed her mouth and turned to face Luna.
Ow.
"What if I say yes? Then we find out whether everything we wrote in that report actually means something to them.
Whether
They believe humans are ready for contact, or whether they think we're still too primitive." "No pressure," Maya said, echoing her words from 2 weeks earlier. Luna managed a small smile. None at all. Maya looked at her friend. This incredible being who had traveled across the galaxy and somehow ended up sharing an apartment with her. "If I do this, will you be there with me?" "Every step of the way," Luna promised. Maya took a deep breath. "Okay, let's do this." The meeting was set for 8 o'clock that evening, in the empty field behind the university's astronomy building. Luna explained that her people's ship would remain cloaked, but they would send down a small transport to collect Maya and Luna. For the interview, Maya spent the day in a complete daze. She sat through her classes without hearing a word, picked at her lunch without tasting it, and tried to study but couldn't focus on anything except the fact that she was about to meet actual aliens. "What are they like?" Maya asked, as they walked across campus toward the meeting spot. "Your people, I mean," Logical Luna said, very serious. "They don't understand humor the way humans do, and they're not used to emotional responses. Just be yourself, but maybe tone down the sarcasm a little." "Great, there goes half my personality," Luna laughed. "See, that's exactly what I mean. Don't worry too much. The fact that they want to meet you at all is huge. It means they're taking our report seriously." They reached the field just as the sun was setting. Maya had expected something dramatic, like flashing lights or weird sounds. Instead, the air simply shimmered for a moment. And then 3 figures materialized in front of them. Maya's first thought was that Luna's people looked remarkably human. They were taller than average, with the same subtle grace in their movements that she'd noticed in Luna. Their skin had a faint luminescence, and their eyes held that same silver quality she'd seen in Luna during her floating episode. But overall, they could have passed for unusual humans in the right lighting. The one in the center stepped forward and spoke in a voice that carried the same musical quality Luna's had when she was emotional. But when they spoke, Maya heard perfect English. "Maya Chen," the figure said. "I am Commander Kess. We have reviewed Scout Luna's reports with great interest. We'd like to discuss your experiences with you directly." Kaya's mouth went dry. "Okay, what would you like to know?" "When you discovered Scout Luna's true nature, what was your first impulse?" Maya thought back to that night that felt like a lifetime ago. "I was scared," she said honestly. "But I was also worried about Luna. I thought something was wrong, that she might be hurt or in danger." "You felt concerned for a being you knew was not human." "Felt concerned for my friend," Maya corrected. "It didn't matter that she wasn't human. She's still Luna." The 3 figures exchanged looks that Maya couldn't interpret. Commander Kess continued. "Scout Luna reports that you chose to keep her identity secret and even assist with her mission." "Why?" "Gosh, she's my friend," Maya said again. "And because I thought maybe there was something bigger happening here than just Luna studying my homework habits." "Explain." Maya glanced at Luna, who nodded encouragingly. Luna told me you're trying to decide if humans are ready for contact. But you can't really know that just by watching us from a distance. You need to understand how we think, how we feel, what motivates us. Luna couldn't learn that just by observing. She needed to connect with someone. And what did this connection teach you about our species? Maya blinked. You want to know what I learned about you? Indeed, Maya thought carefully. I learned that intelligence and emotion aren't opposites. Luna is incredibly smart, but she's also capable of deep feelings. I learned that being logical doesn't mean being cold. And I learned that friendship might be the most universal thing in the galaxy. Commander Kess was quiet for a long moment. You believe friendship transcends species barriers? I know it does, Maya said. Luna and I are proof of that. What would you say to humans who might fear contact with our species? Maya considered this. I'd tell them that fear of the unknown is natural, but it shouldn't stop us from being curious. I'd tell them that making friends with someone who's different from you doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger. The commander looked at Luna. Scout Luna, what is your assessment of human readiness for contact? Luna straightened. Based on my extended interaction with Maya and my observations of human society, I believe humans are not only ready for contact, but eager for it. They're naturally curious, adaptable, and capable of forming meaningful relationships across significant differences. Maya's response to discovering my identity demonstrates that humans can handle the truth about alien life with maturity and wisdom. Commander Kess nodded slowly. We have made our decision. Maya's heart stopped. This was it, the moment that would determine humanity's future. Based on Scout Luna's reports and our conversation with you today, we will recommend to the Galactic Council that Earth be approved for gradual contact protocols. The process will begin with small-scale interactions and slowly expand as both species become more comfortable with each other. Maya felt her knees go weak. Really? Scout Luna will remain on Earth as our first official ambassador? You, Maya? Chen will serve as her human counterpart and liaison. Together, you will help guide the early stages of human-alien relations. Maya looked at Luna, who was beaming with joy. We did it, Luna whispered. What happens now? Maya asked. Now you continue being roommates, Commander Kess said, and Maya could swear she heard amusement in the alien's voice. But you also become the foundation upon which two species will build their friendship. As the three figures shimmered and vanished back to their ship, Maya and Luna stood alone in the field under the stars. Maya realized that her quiet life as a college student was definitely over, but something incredible was beginning. So, Luna said, grinning, ready to help plan humanity's introduction to the galaxy. Maya looked up at the stars, knowing that somewhere up there, Luna's people were preparing to welcome humanity into a much larger universe. Let's do it, Rumi. Their friendship had started with a housing ad and a need to split rent. Now it was going to change the course of human history. Maya couldn't think of a better foundation for the future than that.